Hello and welcome to the Candidates Forum. I'm Jared Fry, General Manager of Medina TV.
And I'm Jacqueline Rixmeyer with the Greater Medina Chamber of Commerce. We are excited once again to partner with Medina TV to bring you the 2023 Candidates Forum. All candidates in contested races were invited to participate this year.
Yes, and the views of those candidates are not necessarily those of the Greater Medina Chamber of Commerce or Medina TV.
Thank you for tuning in to watch our 2023 Candidates Forum. We appreciate your willingness to be informed about the upcoming election.
Joining us now in studio is Ed Selega. He's a candidate for City Council Ward 2. Thank you for joining us, Ed.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. First, for our residents at home, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a retired air traffic controller. I put 37 years with the FAA. I'm married for 49 years. I have 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I'm very much into our country. I'm a vice president of Rolling Thunder Chapter 8 here in Medina. I'm also a member of Lodi 523 American Legion, as well as I belong to the Kiwanis, the Medina Breakfast Kiwanis. That's about it.
What made you decide to run for City Council?
I saw some of the things, especially with the deer situation, the way it is, and the way council is not acting quickly enough for the problem. We've been talking about this in 2016. As we talk about it, the deer population is increasing. DNR said there's over 700 deer inside the city limits. The city can sustain maybe 300, and we're kind of like burying our heads in the sand like there's not a problem. There's a huge problem. It needs to be taken care of. It needs to be taken care of right now before the deer populate even more.
Mm-hmm. Now, for the residents and viewers at home that may not know, kind of explain the role of a city council person.
City council, well, the city is divided into wards. I think they go all the way up to Ward 4. Mm-hmm. So the councilmen, they deal with the budget, they deal with policies inside the city, they deal with the mayor and things that they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're running for Ward 2. What do you feel are some of the biggest needs of Ward 2?
I think right now, it's a deer situation. A lot of people are losing a lot of money. They're trying to make their houses look nice, and the deer are coming by and eating. And on North Harmony, there's a sidewalk just outside of Claggett. Mm-hmm. For years, I have asked that, widen that sidewalk because there's kids that walk in the street on the way home from Claggett. It's a safety issue. And for years, the city says nothing. I was the one who, because of the safety involved in the Reagan Parkway, I was the one that got the lights installed on Reagan Parkway. I campaigned for that for almost 8 years to get those lights up. And finally, the city, I think they were tired of seeing me at the ward meeting, so they finally just said, okay, we'll do it. They got some money and finally put them in. And that kind of solved that problem.
Mm-hmm. So there you just talked on the issues facing Ward 2, but as just a ward member, you also face the council, the city as a whole. So what do you think are some of the bigger issues that might face the city as a whole?
I think economic development is a big deal right now. I think we have a beautiful airport out there. I'm a certified pilot. We have an airport out there. If you notice, go down 18, all those companies that are building right next to the airport. I think the city needs to look into, first of all, expanding the runway. Second of all, getting a instrument landing system installed on the runway 27 and 9 to encourage companies to fly into Medina. I mean, those companies are not building there just by accident. They're building there because the airport is there. Mm-hmm. And we need to develop the airport, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the big things, there's a lot of projects that the city takes on, and sometimes you need help with that. How big is collaboration with other entities for the city?
I think we have to work with the townships on a lot of things. Medina City Township, Montville Township, all those entities have to come together and work as one to get anything solved. So I think those people are very important to the city.
Mm-hmm. Now, you had touched on with some of your opening responses the animals situations here in the city of Medina. We have a variety of those. We have the feral cats. We had the wild the feeding of the wild animals, and then, of course, the deer that you touched on earlier. What are your thoughts in regards to just the animal issues that the city faces?
I think we have to, just as the feral cats, they attack that with $20,000, $30,000 to fund that. Just with the other animals, we have to take the same approach to that and not pretend like there's not a problem. There's a problem, and for us to say there's not one, it's not true.
Yeah, and now there's also, along with you being voted for in Ward 2 this November, there's also a levy on the ballot regarding the deer. A yes vote allows the ordinance that council has in place to cull the deer. A no vote would not allow that ordinance to go through and hence would not allow the culling of the deer. What are your thoughts on that levy?
I think we have to cull in the deer. It's just out of control. Whatever system they use to cull in the deer, if they decide to eliminate them, there's the people that could use that meat. If they decide to, there's places that process that meat for free for the homeless. I was with the Kiwanis on last Thursday, working with Medina County Feed the Homeless, or Feed Medina County Food Bank. And we sat there and loaded up over 250 cars. There's people out there that need help, and I think the deer could help those people out.
Now, aside from the deer and the issues there with the animals, what are some things you would like to accomplish if elected?
First of all, I'd like to get that sidewalk on North Harmony. That cries that somebody's going to get hurt there. They just are. It's a sidewalk that was put in, looks like in the 1940s, because it's about that big, and kids are coming out of Clagga. They're walking to and from their school. So I would like to see that whole thing just fixed,
Now, again, we're talking with Ed Selega, candidate for Ward 2 City Council. How important do you feel it is, the relationship between, I guess, a city council person amongst the other city council people, the relationship there, then the relationship as council as a whole with administration, department heads?
To me, it's a team. In order to work to get things done, you have to work as a team. I'm not sure that's going on right now in city council. You see some people have pretty strong ideas. I don't think they work together well. It would be my intent to work with everybody from this council, from the city, from the school board's another one that we need to deal with, and we need to talk with, and we need to combine with. They're another entity that we need to take seriously.
So how do you manage that relationship with a council, a member of council that may disagree with you, or even a resident that may disagree with you? How would you handle those situations?
There's somebody. You're not gonna fix the whole thing. Somebody's always going to disagree with you. When my tender in the FA, I was a first line supervisor for 17 years. You're not going to please everybody. If you can please 75% of the people, I think you're doing a pretty good job. But you're not going to please everybody. And I think that's what council's trying to do right now, is please everybody. And you can't do it. You just can't.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that council does, along with the administration, is a 5-year outlook or a 5-year plan in terms of the budget. How important do you feel that look ahead, or that 5-year outlook?
You have to plan ahead. It's a must. You have to know what's going to happen in 5 years from now. You can't tell what's going to happen, but you have to plan for stuff like that. Are we going to need this? Are we going to need that? But that's very important to the city, is a 5-year plan.
Again, we're speaking with Ed Selega, the candidate for Ward 2 City Council, and I want to appreciate that you took the time out today to answer some questions from me, but I want to make sure I give you the last bit of time here to talk directly to the voters and maybe touch on something that I may not have addressed with you.
Very good. It's decisions are coming up for the city, crucial decisions, and we need people in there who are going to make these decisions in a timely manner. I don't believe we have that right now. I certainly can say I've made decisions in my life, and I'm not afraid to make them. I'm not afraid to anger people, nor am I afraid to make people happy. So decisions have to be made, and we have to make them.
Okay. Again, that's Ed Selega, candidate for City Council Ward 2. Ed, I want to thank you for taking time with us today, and I want to wish you the best of luck this November.
Thank you very much.